All right, in this video we're going to be going over the review, and I'm using my new camera here, so hopefully that'll be able to work out. All right, question number one, plurality. All right, plurality means everybody that's in first place. So that means plurality, I am looking at all of my my first row. And so A has 26 votes, B won these two columns, but adding them up gives you 18, C has 3, D has 5. So A has 26. How many votes must someone get in order to be the majority winner? All right, majority winner. That means over half. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all this up. And when I do, I get 52 votes. I'm going to divide it by 2 because majority is over half, so I need to find what half is. That gives me 26. So 26 represents 50%, but I need to have more than half, so I'm going to add 1 to it, so that's 27. Is there a majority winner? Well, my plurality winner was 26. Majority would have to be 27 or more. So in this case, the answer is no. Every person who voted, all right, approval rating, every person who voted of their second and fourth choice. So all I'm doing is I'm going to focus on my second and fourth choice. Okay, my second and fourth choice. So that means anybody that's in second place or anybody that's in fourth place will get the votes of 26. So that means B gets 26, D gets 26. A gets 10, D gets 10. A gets 8, C gets 8. Notice it's only second and fourth. D is 3, A is 3, B is 5, C is 5. All right? So I'm going to add up all my A's, and I get 21 votes. I'm going to add up all my B's, and I end up with 31 votes. C is 13, and D is 39. So approval rating winner would be D. Board account, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, because I wrote all over this thing, I'm going to get a new piece of paper here. So board account, my scale that I'm using is 4, 3, 2, 1. So 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, I'm just going to go through A just because it'll save time. But A came in first place. First place is a 4-pointer, and A came in first place 26 times. So 4 times 26. Plus, I go to the next column. A came in second place. That's a 3-pointer times 10. 3 times 10. Plus, A came in second place, which is a 3-pointer times 8. 3 times 8. Plus, A came in last place, which is a 1-pointer times 3. 1 times 3. Plus, lastly, A came in third place, which is a 2-pointer times 5. That's 2 times 5. And I get 171. All right. Now, B, C, and D, I'm not going to do that just because I don't have enough time, but this ends up being a tie. So A and B actually have a tie with 171 votes. All right. So moving on. Let me go back to my old piece of paper here. All right, my runoff. Okay. Now with the runoff, first thing you do is get everybody's first place choice, or everybody's first place votes. A, B, C, and D. A was 9, B was 12, C was 7, D was 11. All right. So runoff means I'm keeping the top 2, which the top 2 are B and D, and I'm dropping everybody else, C and A. So I go into the preference schedule and I eliminate C and A. Now when I do that, it's a head-to-head competition between B and D. So B won this column, D won this column, B and D. They both won 2 columns, but each column is weighted differently. So D had 18 votes because D won that column and that column, but B won these 2 columns, which is 21. So my winner is B with 21. Now the sequential runoff winner, again, you're starting off everybody's first place votes, but rather than knocking out 2 at a time, you eliminate the last place person first. So last place is C, so C's gone. So in the preference schedule, I eliminate C. There's A, there's D, there's B, and there's D. All right, so A has 9 votes, B has 12 votes. D has 18 votes. 18 won these two columns. All right. Now, again, with sequential, you eliminate the last place person until you get to the bottom or the top two. So A is the next person to go because A has 9 votes, which is the smallest amount. All right. There we go. So B is now the winner here. So when I add everything up, B ends up with 21 votes. D stays with 18. So there's my final two. B is my sequential runoff winner with 21. All right. Now runoff. Same setup as the 2 questions ago, except I just gave you more. So A, B, C, D, and E. So A ends up being 22. B ends up being 20. C never won. That's 0. D, 21. And then lastly, E is 25. All right. Now, sequential runoff. I'm sorry, regular runoff. I'm keeping the top 2. So my top 2 is A and E. B, C, D are all gone. B, C, and D. B, C, and D. All right. So when I recalculate, it's a head-to-head competition between A and E. 1, 2, this guy won, this guy won, this guy won. All right. So when I add everything up, A ends up with 22. E ends up with 66. So my winner, runoff, E was 66. Okay. Now, sequential runoff. Same question, except now we're doing sequential runoff. So A is 22, B is 20, C is 0, D is 21, E is 25. So sequential runoff, remember, you got to remember that C that has 0. That's the first guy to go. Now, when you eliminate someone with 0 votes, nothing really changes. All my first place people are still in first place. So technically, you just got to eliminate just to take them out, but no points will be reassigned. So next is the next place person, which is B. B's gone. All right. So this is the only one that changed. D is now in first place. So when I recalculate, A with 22, D now has 41, and E has 25. Well, sequential runoff, eliminating everybody but the top 2. A's gone. And then I figure out who's my first place. All right, D's first place, D's first place, E, D, D. All right. So I gotta write down here now just because I'm running out of room here. But D ends up with 63 votes. E is still with 25. So my sequential runoff winner is D with 63 votes. Okay? Now the next one, I'm just speeding up because I just looked at my time. B is 133. All right? And you can ask me tomorrow when you see me. Now, the next one. I'll do this on the sheet. There we go. All right, so the next one we have, it takes 22 votes to pass an issue. So this is a weighted voting and power index question. We have 4 people. And so we've got to create 15 coalitions. Remember, 4 people equal 15 coalitions. Now, I went ahead and put the blanks down to help you, but I can't promise you that it'll be on the test. So A, B, C, and D. Those are all my singles. Now it's time to pair them up. A, B can vote together. AC, AD, BC, CD. Let's see, am I missing one? I think I am. Oh, BD. Now it's time for my triples. ABC, ABD, BCD, ACD. Notice that none of these are repeating. They all have to be different. A, B, C, D. All right. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put all my points on there just to speed up a little bit. All right. Now it takes 22 votes to pass an issue. Now we have 15 coalitions. They didn't all win. So the ones that are less than 22, they will be eliminated. So these that I'm crossing off, they are less than 2 or less than 22. So I'm eliminating all these. So anything less than 22 will be eliminated. All right. So I knocked out 7. So my conclusion is I have 8 winning coalitions. These are the coalitions that I'm going to be dealing with. All right. So very simply, this is what you do. Starting with the first coalition, B or A. If A decides to leave this pair, and he takes his 12 votes with him, then that means when I subtract 12, you would get 11. This becomes a losing coalition. So that makes A essential to this winning coalition. A gets a point. You do the same thing for B. If B decides to leave and takes his 11 votes, so I subtract 11, that gives me 12 votes. That becomes a losing coalition. That makes B essential. You do the same thing for every single coalition. So A, if A decides to leave, that 25, when you take away A's 12, becomes 13. That's a losing coalition. If you take D's away, that's 13. That's a losing coalition. B and D, if you take B away, that 24 drops under 22. B is essential, and D is essential as well. Now let's look at A, B, C for a second. A, if you take that away, let's see, 30 drops, when you take 12 away from 30, that gives you 18. That's less than 22. That's a point. B has 11 votes, so if you took 11 away from 30, well, that'll give you 19. Well, that's a losing coalition. So B is essential. But notice C here. If I was to take 7, or if I was to take C away from this coalition, and I take 7 away from this, I would get 23. That's still a winning coalition because you needed 22. So that means C is not essential. C would not get a point. All right? Now, to speed things up a little bit, A ends up with 4, B ends up with 4 after you do all this, and D ends up with 4. Now it says convert your findings to percentages to find their overall strength. Now there was 8 winning coalitions, starting with A, and A was essential 4 times. So when I convert this, 4 divided by 8, well, that's 50%. Do the same thing for B. B was essential 4 times. 4 divided by 8, that's 50% as well. C, 0%. C was never essential at all. D, hopefully you got it now, 4 over 8, because 1 to 4. That gives you 50%. All right. Now the last question here. This is memorization here. If you had one person, you would only be able to create one coalition because only one person would vote by themselves. 2 people, just to help you out. You have A, you have B, and then you could have AB. Those are 3 possible coalitions. 3 people would be 7, and 4 people, we just did one. 4 people equals 15 coalitions. That'd be 15. Now, let's finish this up. I'm looking at my time and I'm going way over. In a weighted voting situation, what do you call someone with all the power? Well, that'd be called the dictator. All right, plurality winner. Most first place votes, C. Majority winner. Greater than 50%. Board account. I should just arrow to it. Runoff. All but the top 2 get eliminated. B. And then lastly, sequential runoff. Eliminate everybody in sequence. That word right there should be a dead giveaway. D. The last one, arrows conditions. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the ones I know. Unanimous. You know I can't pronounce that right the first time, so I always say unanimous. Unanimous, 100%. D. Non-dictatorship. There should not be someone who's calling all the shots. So, here we go. That would be B. Individual sovereignty. You are free to label anything you want to label. That would be E. Freedom from irrelevant alternatives. If you're irrelevant, that means you should not affect the winner. So the winner should still win. That'd be A. And lastly, the one that I always say, guys, fill out, do the first 4, and then the last one always be uniqueness. Voters' preferences should stay the same even if given preferences. That would be C. All right. So there is the review, part 1 of the review. If you have any questions, let me know the next time you see me. Thank you.